Fine. So yesterday we discussed about the servers, right? What is servers, types of servers, and the first generation, first phase implementation, first stage, right? Second phase of implementation, third phase of implementation, and the latest one is fourth stage of implementation, which is a Docker infrastructure, right? So currently Docker and Kubernetes, uh, these two tools are very important. So most of the project teams they're using Docker or Kubernetes. Okay, if you are good in Docker or Kubernetes, you can easily crack your interview. Yeah, so Docker Kubernetes will go deep dive. Yeah, from basic level to advanced level deployment level, will go deep dive while working on Docker and Kubernetes, right? Yeah, in your resume, you need to showcase Docker or resume. Then only you'll get the calls, more calls. Fine. Yeah. So how to build a resume and how can we present in the interview? Those will be covered, right? Yeah. Fine. So today we are going to discuss about networks. So before going to this, anyone having any questions on previous session? On previous session, anyone having any questions? Anyone newly joined today? Can you share your WhatsApp number and email address in the chat? Online guys, anyone newly joined today? Yeah. So we'll provide you previous recordings if you joined today. Okay. So you can WhatsApp me, you can call me after this session. I'll provide you all the previous recordings. Fine. Yeah. So yesterday up to here we covered, right, up to types of operating systems. So today we are going to discuss about what is network, types of networks, what is IP address, what is subnet, what is gateway, a router, firewall, failover, load balancer. These are all very important. So before going to AWS, before going to cloud, first we need to understand these basics, right? So this terminology is very important. Terminology is very important. So you need to understand the terminology. Yeah. So before going to cloud, fine. Yeah, fine. What is networking? What is networking, right? So what is networking? Anyone having idea? What is networking? Yeah, so networking is a group of devices or group of servers, group of routers, group of switches, right? Yeah. So basically, what is networking? Why networking? What are the types of networkings? We'll try to understand. See here, a computer network is a system in which multiple computers are connected to each other to share information and resources, right? So normally in real-time projects, every developer they they develop the code on servers, right? So they can access servers through network. So either it can be LAN network or WAN network or Wi-Fi. So any network, right? So every engineer they connect to servers, right? They don't develop any code in their local systems. They connect servers, they share the data, they copy the data, they modify the data, they pull the data, they push the data from servers only through network. It can be any network, right? Yeah. See here. So these are the desktops. These are the desktops available, right? So these desktops are connect to the network through RJ45 through LAN connectivity. They can connect to the network and they can share the data. They can copy the data, right? Yeah. So normally, currently we are not using this LAN connectivity. Most of the organizations they're using Wi-Fi only. So earlier we used to use LAN, local area network, right? So this is LAN connectivity. Fine. To share the data, to share the resources, we use the LAN connectivity or any other network, right? Yeah. Next one, what are the characteristics of computer network? See here. share resource from one computer to another. So we can share the data, right? And also create files and store them in one computer, access those files from other computers connected over the network, right? So normally, so central location, will configure one server. In that server, we share the data, we can access from the server through network. So why we need to share, why we need to copy into central server? So because security, right? So we'll see that what is security and all. So connect a printer, scanner, and fax machine to one computer within the network and let other computers of the network use the machines available over the network. Right? Connect a printer, scanner, fax machine, and etc. So to the computer means server, right? So normally, for example, if you take any school, in the school five floors are there, right? Yeah. So each floor, we cannot configure printers, we cannot configure scanners, right? So that is why what we will do. So say either second floor or third floor, what they will do, they configure one printer and they can configure as a network printer. They configure printer and configure as a network printer so that they can print the documents from any floor. They can send the request from any floor through network. The signal will go through LAN connectivity, the signal will go to the printer. So due to this, what will happen? Costing will be reduced. Costing will be reduced. So instead of configuring printers in every floor, we can configure as a printer, as a network printer, so that what will happen? We can send the request from any floor, and due to this, costing will be reduced. Hardware costing will be reduced, right? Yeah, so hardware devices are required to set up computer network. So what are the devices we required? Hardware devices. See here, network cables required, distributors required, routers required, internal network cards required, external network cards also required, right? So these are the devices required to set up a network, computer network, right? Yeah, let us go with one by one. So network cables. When we talk about cables, very popular cable is there, which is a RJ45 cable, category 5 cable. We can say category 5. So when we buy a router, so along with the router, we get one cable, which is the RJ45 cable, right? So by using color coding, we can claim that clamps are available. These are the clamps, right? So by using color coding, we can claim that, and we can use the cable as RJ45 cable. Excuse me. So most commonly used cable is category 5 cable, which is very popular cable. Currently, we are using this cable along with the router. So when we connect this cable, so normally we use Wi-Fi. When you connect the cable, it is very higher speed. When you connect cable to your system, like a router to your laptop, you can try that. Normally, Wi-Fi is faster. Yeah. When you connect the cable, it is very faster, right? Yeah. So sometimes while booking the Tatkal tickets, right? While booking any tickets, we use the cable sometimes. Okay, higher speed. Next one, distributors. A computer can be connected to another one via serial port. But if we need to connect many computers to produce a network, this serial connection will not work. See here. This is mainly for loopback adapter. Loopback adapter, we can say. Okay. Yeah, this is the distributor. Next one, router. So a router is a type of device which act as the central point among computers and other devices that are a part of the network. It is equipped with holes called ports, right? Computers and other devices are connected to a router using network cables. Nowadays, routers comes with wireless mode using which computers can be connected without any physical cables, right? So most of the organizations, most of the companies, they are using Wi-Fi routers only, wireless routers only, right? So in the office, normally we can carry our laptop to anywhere. We can move to cafeteria, we can move to breakout area. So anywhere we can sit and work because routers will be there. Fine. So this is the Wi-Fi router. Next one, network cards. So network cards are two types. So internal network cards and external network cards also available. So network card is a necessary component of computer without which a computer cannot be connected over a network, right? So without network card, we cannot connect a network. So it is also known as the network adapter or network interface card (NIC). Most branded computers have network card pre-installed. Network cards are two types: internal and external network cards. So internal network cards. This is the internal network card. Motherboard has a slot for internal network card and where it is to be installed. So normally previous yeah 10 years back or 10 years back 15 years back. So we used to use this internal network cards. Okay. So motherboard will have PCI slot, PCI, right? So peripheral component interconnect. So in that slot, we used to insert this and we used to install driver so that it will start work. It will start working, right? So once install the driver, it will be activated. So that we used to use this, right? Yeah. Currently, we are using other cards which are external network cards. So external network cards are two types: wireless and USB, right? Wireless network cards need to be installed into the motherboard. Yeah. However, no network cable is required to connect to the network. See here, this black one is external network card. Black one is wireless card. Yeah, so we can connect to the internal card and we can use them, right? And also USB cards, USB device also we are using currently, right? Yeah. Next one, what are the important types of networks? These are important. So we have four types of networks are available, which are PAN, LAN, WAN, MAN. Personal area network, local area network, wide area network, metropolitan area network, right? So these are the networks available. Yeah. So in real-time projects, so most of the project teams they are using, yeah, LAN and WAN. So most of the nations. So some, yeah, few companies they are using MAN also. Yeah. What is PAN? First one. PAN stands for Personal Area Network. Personal Area Network. Yeah, formed around a person. PAN is a computer network formed around a person. It generally consists of a computer, mobile, or personal digital assistant. PAN can be used for establishing communication among these personal devices for connecting to a digital network and the internet. See here. This is the PAN connectivity. So normally, while working on any activity using laptop or desktop, we connect wireless keyboard, wireless mouse, wireless headset, wireless mic, wireless printer, scanner, whatever, right? Through Bluetooth, right? Yeah. So this is very high secure network, but here some disadvantages are there. Distance limitations, right? So up to 10 meters it will go within the room, within the floor. If you move to other place, it will not work, right?
Now you're trying that zero one with the difference of small one.
Yeah, yeah,
Personal.
yeah. Fine. So characteristics of PAN. It is mostly personal devices. It is mostly personal devices network equipped with in a limited area allows you to handle the interconnection of ID devices at the surrounding of a single user. PAN includes mobiles, tablet, right, and laptop. Advantage of PAN. So PAN networks are relatively secure and safe because distance limitation, right? Yeah, it offers only short range solution up to 10 meters. Strictly restricted to smaller area within the room or within the floor. We can use this PAN connectivity. So, so disadvantage of PAN. So distance limits, right? So maximum 10 meters range it will work. More than that it will not work. Next one is what is a LAN? So LAN stands for local area network. It is a group of network devices that allow communication between various connected devices. It covers the smallest areas such as colleges, schools, hospitals, so on. See here. This is a LAN connectivity. Through LAN, we can connect our systems and we can share the data. We can access the resources, right? Fine. Next one is characteristics of LAN. What are the characteristics, right? See here, it is a private network. LAN is completely private network, our own network. LAN operate at the LAN operates at the relatively higher speed compared to other WAN systems. LAN is higher speed because our own network, our private network, right? So within the range, within the cables, within the local area, we can use the LAN connectivity. So advantage of LAN, what are the advantages? So computer resources like hard disk or DVD RAM printers can share local networks. This significantly reduce the cost of hardware purchases. So what does it mean? So printers, hard disks, DVDs, right, and scanners, other devices, we can configure as a network devices so that hardware purchases will be reduced, right? So data of all the network users can be stored on a single hard disk of the server computer, right? It will be easy to manage data at one place, which makes data more secure, right? So when we store the data into server, so we can easily manage. It is very high secure. So server will have firewalls. We can configure firewalls and we can configure security devices, security. We can implement the security to protect the customer data, right? Disadvantage of LAN. See here. So unauthorized users can access central data of an organization in case LAN admin is not able to secure centralized data repository, right? So normally we LAN admins used to manage the networks, LAN admins, local area network admins, right? So currently no LAN admins, no admins, already admins gone. Admin roles are not there currently, right? So because we are using cloud infrastructure, right? We are not using physical infrastructure. So very few companies still they are using physical servers, physical network. But currently most of the project teams they are using cloud network, cloud servers, cloud infrastructure, right? Yeah. So earlier we used to use uh, LAN connectivities and physical servers. So by the time LAN admins used to manage this networks, right? If the LAN admin is not capable, so definitely hackers will enter, unauthorized users. Okay. Next one is the MAN, Metropolitan Area Network, right? So it covers the largest area than LAN, such as small towns, cities, etc. MAN connects two or more computers that reside within the same or completely different cities. Fine, see here. This is the Metropolitan Area Network. So schools, colleges, factories, hospitals within the city or different cities we can configure. See here, what are the characteristics of it mostly covers towns and cities in a maximum 50 kilometers range. Mostly used medium is optical fibers cables, optical fiber cables, right? So these are very high speed cables. So by through light the signal will go, right? Advantage of MAN. It offers a fast communication. It offers fast communication using higher speed carriers like fiber optic cables. It provides excellent support for an extensive size network and greater access to WANs. Right. So a MAN network mostly includes some area of city or an entire city. So disadvantages of MAN. See here are drawbacks. You need more cables to establish MAN connection from one place to another. Yeah, in MAN network, it is thought to make the system secure from hackers. So when we have long distance, more distance, definitely we need to implement the security. Otherwise, what will happen? Hackers will enter, right? Yeah. So these are the things available in MAN and WAN, wide area network. So it covers a large area than LAN as well as MAN, such as country and continent, etc. So WAN is expensive and should or might not be owned by one organization. So this is satellite medium is used for wide area network. So through satellite communication, this will go through satellite communication, right? Yeah. See here, this is a combination of LAN, MAN, and WAN. So what are the characteristics of WAN? Any organization can form its global integrated network using WAN. And the advantage of WAN, WAN helps you to cover a larger geographical area. Therefore, business offices situated at longer distance can easily communicate. WAN connections, yeah, work using radio transmitters and receivers built into client devices. Disadvantage of WAN. So the initial setup cost of investment is very higher, right? Because country to country, continent to continent, right? It is difficult to maintain the WAN network. You need more skilled technicians and network administrators required here, right? So skilled technicians and network administrators required to maintain this WAN connectivity. There are more errors and issues because of the wide coverage and the use of different technologies, right? So when we have more distance, so we'll get more issues, right? Yeah, for which we required skilled technicians and network administrators to maintain this WAN connectivity, right? So these are the four types of networks available: PAN, WAN, PAN, LAN, MAN, WAN, right? Personal area network, local area network, metropolitan area network, and a wide area network. These are the four networks are very, very important. So while working on cloud infrastructure also, we discuss about this. Okay. Yeah. Next one, see here. This is a combination of LAN, WAN, MAN, right? Fine. So next one is IP address. IP address, right? So this is very, very important. What is IP address? Anyone? What is IP address?
Internet protocol.
Yeah, IP stands for Internet Protocol, right? Yeah, unique address for every device. It is a unique address for every device, right? Yeah, let's try to understand. IP stands for Internet Protocol, and IP address is unique address that identify a device on the internet or a local network. So which is set of rules governing the format of data sent via internet or local network. So every system, every server, every desktop, every laptop, every router, every switch, every device will have one IP address, right? Switch can be unique address. IP should not be overlap, right? For example, in my system, I want to check the IP. So CMD, just type CMD, command prompt. Now here you can type ipconfig, ipconfig here. So this is my IP address, IPv4 address. This is my IPv4, IP version 4 address. So currently we are using IP version 4. So maybe going forward we are going to use IP version 6. So this is the latest one. So currently we are using IPv4, but after 1 year, maybe after 1 year, we are going to use. Currently, some companies, few companies, they are using IPv6 also, right? Yeah, this is IPv4, IPv6. So, what is the difference between IPv4, IPv6? Anyone having idea? Anyone having idea? What is the difference between IPv4 and IPv6? Yeah, IPv4 is a 32-bit address. IPv4 is a 32-bit address. IPv6 is a 128-bit address. 128-bit, right? It is very advanced one, right? Yeah. While working on cloud infrastructure, I'll show you differences. Okay. Yeah. Next one is so types of IP addresses. Types of IP addresses. Okay. So here there are various classifications of IP addresses, and each category further contains some types. Okay. Yeah. So classifications. When we talk about classifications, okay. Yeah. So classes are there. In IPs, classes are there. Class A, Class B, Class C, Class D also there, right? That I'll show you. Yeah. Before that, see here. So every server or every laptop or every desktop, any laptop or desktop or server, how many IPs will be there? Anyone? How many IPs will be there? Any device. So in my laptop, only one IP is there, right? This is only one IP, no other IPs, right? Same way, server or desktop, any device will have only one IP, which is network IP, right? But cloud side will get two IPs. We'll see that two IPs. Cloud servers, cloud devices will have two IPs. Why two IPs? We'll try to understand. See here, private IP address, private IP. First one is private IP. Every cloud server will have private IP, and also public IP. Cloud service will have private IP and a public IP. Two IPs will be there. So what is private IP? Private IP is the IP. So this is a static IP. This is a static IP, permanent IP for the server, for internal communication. For internal communication. So public IP is the IP which is a dynamic IP, which is a dynamic IP, not static IP. So private IP is a static IP, public IP is a dynamic IP. What is dynamic IP? Dynamically, the IP will be changed whenever we start server. Dynamically. So backend, there will be a DHCP server. In the data center, there will be a DHCP server. What is DHCP?
Dynamic host configuration.
Dynamic host configuration protocol, right? So yeah, that will maintain the IPs, public IPs. Whenever we stop the cloud server or any other server, it will take back that old IP. Whenever we start the server, it will give the new IP. Every time it will change the IP, which is dynamic IP, which is public IP. That I'll show you. Practically, we'll see that. When we stop the cloud server, this zip server will take back that IP. When you start the server, it will give the new IP. That we will see practically in cloud environment, right? Yeah, in public IPs, again two IPs are there here, dynamic IP and static IP. So in public IP also we have two IPs. Okay, I'll show you this. Okay, so along with these two IPs, one more IP is there in cloud environment. One more IP is there, which is elastic IP. Elastic IP. What is elastic IP? We'll see in cloud AWS. While working on AWS, I'll show you what is elastic IP. How can we get the elastic IP from data center? How can we configure it to server? How can we add the IP? How can we remove the IP? I'll show you. Fine. So three types of IPs will be there. Yeah, public IP, private IP, elastic IP. Right. So these are the three types of IPs. Next one is what is subnet? What is subnet? So this is networking part. This is very important. Important. These are the very important terminologies, right? In cloud environment, always we talk about subnets, dynamic IP, static IP, elastic IP, right? Public IP, private IP, like this. What is subnet? So a subnetwork is a smaller network inside of a larger network, large network. Subnet is a small network, subnetwork, small network instead of a large network. For example, this is the floor, right? In this floor, different rooms are there. Different rooms are there, right? We customize these rooms, right? Yeah. So one class is going there, one class is going there, one class is going here. If you don't have rooms, what will happen? Don't have rooms, what will happen? Some noise, some disturbance, right? Yeah. To control that noise, we customize the room, right? So we customize the small room. Fine. Same way, instead of a large network, we can create small networks to control the inbound traffic, outbound traffic. To control the inbound and outbound traffic. Inbound means incoming, outbound means outgoing. To control inbound outbound traffic, we create the sub networks, small networks, right? So by creating network rules, we can enable that. Fine? Yeah. See here. These are the sub networks, small networks here. This is one subnet, this is one subnet, this is one subnet, this is one subnet, like this, right? See here. So every subnet will have some ranges, IP ranges. See here. So 200.200.10.48 slash 29, 200.200.10.56 slash 29. Yeah, different IPs are there. So IPs are okay, but slash 29, what is this? Slash 25, slash 29, slash 28, what is this? We'll try to understand now. Okay. So why we are giving slash 29, 28, 25, like this? Now let us go back to browser here. Yeah, subnet ranges. Search subnet ranges. See here. If you open this, you will see some ranges here. See here. These are the ranges. For example, 255.255.255.0, right? Means slash 24. Slash 24 means, yeah, this is the subnetwork range. What is this? 255.255.255.255.0, right? So 3255 and 0. So what does it mean? In this range, we can accommodate 256 IP addresses. 256 IP addresses means in this range we can connect 256 devices. 256 IPs means 256 devices we can connect, right? Yeah. Now, if you see here, so these are the 256 IP addresses. These are the total IPs, but these are the usable IPs. Why total? Why usable? So 256 total IPs, 254 is the usable IPs. Okay. So why other two IPs? What happened here? One is a network address, one other one is a broadcast address. Two IPs. We need to minus two, right? Means network and broadcast we can take two IPs, right? Yeah. So here usable IP is only 254 in this subnet. In this range, we can use 254 IPs only. 254 systems you can connect, right? So if you go with 16 slash 16, see here 65,536 IPs we can accommodate. So in which we can use 65,534 only. Yeah. So these ranges, IP ranges, subnet ranges, while working on AWS, will go deep dive. Okay. So just for understanding, I'm showing here. While working on AWS services, we create these ranges. We create these ranges. I'll show you practically. We'll see that. Okay. Yeah. Slash 20, 24, 26, 16. So this type, these ranges we use normally. Okay. Yeah. While working on cloud environment, I'll show you how to create subnets. How can we create networks, different networks? We'll see that practically. Fine. Yeah. Next one. So what is network switch? What is network switch? So a network switch is a switch is a device in a computer network that connect other devices together. Multiple data cables are plugged into a switch to enable communication between different network devices. See here. This is the traditional switch we are not using currently. We are not using this switch currently, but previously we used to use. But currently, cloud data centers, cloud vendors, they are using advanced latest switches. This is very old switch. Yeah, we are not using currently, but data centers, cloud data centers, they are using latest one. Okay. Yeah. Next one. What is gateway? What is gateway? Right. So gateway is a network device. Gateway is a network device. Gateway means one gate. Okay. So for example, 10.0.0.0 slash 8. This is one network range. So 20.0.0.0 slash 8. So two different ranges, two different networks. So if you want to communicate to one network to other network, we require one gateway, right? If you want to go to any other room, we require one gate, right? One door. If you want to, for example, here we have five systems are there in this network. Here we have five systems are there. If you want to communicate from this system to this system, how can we communicate? Directly we cannot communicate because the IP range is different range. Network to network range will be changed. That is why if you want to communicate from one network to other network, we require one gateway, which is a network device, right? Through gateway, we can communicate to other networks, right? Next one, what is firewall? What is firewall? What is firewall, anyone? Firewall is a network security device. Firewall is a network security device. See here. So firewalls are network security systems that prevent unauthorized access to a network. It can be A hardware or software unit that filters the incoming and outgoing traffic within the network, right? So normally, if you want to connect any cloud servers or cloud device or any cloud systems, right? We can connect through network only, right? Through network. Internet also one of the network, right? So yeah, if you want to connect your cloud devices through internet, we can connect that devices. But internet is the most vulnerable network, very dangerous network, most vulnerable network, right? That is why we require firewalls to control the traffic, unauthorized access, right? Yeah. So here, see here. So through internet, we can connect our private networks, our office networks. For example, if you want to connect your office network, how can we connect? So first we can connect VPN. VPN will allow you to connect your private network. So the VPN means virtual private network, right? VPN is a server. Fine. So we can connect through internet only. Internet is very dangerous network, right? Yeah. So when you configure firewall, it will allow good traffic. By creating firewall rules, we can allow deny the traffic. So it will allow good traffic, right? Yeah. So it will not allow bad traffic. Bad traffic it will not allow. It will deny. So by using firewalls, we can allow deny the traffic. As per the firewall rules, it will work. Fine. Excuse me. Next one. What is replication, failover, load balancer? These are all very important. Replication. So what is replication, anyone? Replication. Replication is a duplication. Duplication. We can duplicate the data to other data center, other region. See here. So replication is a technology for copying and distributing data and database object from one database to another, and then synchronizing between databases to maintain consistency and integrity of the data. In most cases, replication is a process of reproducing the data at the desired targets. Desired targets, right? See here. Yeah. So this is a primary region. Primary region. So region. This terminology is important. Region. Region is a data center. We can say data center. So this is the primary region. This is the secondary region. So we enable the replication here. We enable the replication from primary to secondary. So one of the user access the data is working on primary region. Is connected device from primary region. So in case primary region is down, what will happen? Automatically it will fail over to secondary region. Failover. What is failover? Automatically second region will take care of the resources. Automatically it will come up. In AWS, regions, zones, edge locations are there. In AWS, we always talk about regions, zones, edge locations, right? So region is a geographical area, geographical location, which is a data center. We can say data center, right? So zone also data center, edge location also data center, right? So yeah, those terms are very important. So region is a data center. So here GRS, RAGRS, these are all we'll discuss. These are all we'll discuss. Don't worry. Okay. So this terminology is very important. If I explain right away, so you'll be confused. Okay. We'll see that in cloud environment. Okay. So in case primary region is down, secondary region will take care. Right. So same way in AWS, we have regions are there. Yeah. Let's just, I wanted to show you. Just go to AWS. So this is our AWS. Tomorrow we are going to start AWS. Okay. So tomorrow we are going to start AWS. So this is our AWS console. I just want to show you something here about regions. See here. So this is our AWS management console. So we'll walk through all the services and all, don't worry. Okay. Yeah. So what is region? What is region? We discussed what is region. Region is a data center. So what is data center? We know, right? Already we discussed. Data center is a server room where we host all the servers, right? Yeah, fine. See here. Here it is showing one Ohio. Ohio. Ohio is a US East 2 data center. See here, this is Ohio. And North Virginia, one data center. North California, one data center. So Oregon, these four data centers are US data centers, right? So these are the Asia Pacific data centers. Here Mumbai also there. Mumbai, Osaka, Seoul, Singapore, Sydney, Tokyo. These are all Asia Pacific data centers, right? So this is Canada data center, Canada center, right? And Europe, Frankfurt, Ireland, London, Paris. Yeah, these are all Europe data centers. So South America, these are all data centers across the globe available, right? So why this many data centers required here? Why we require this many data centers? What happened here? In case primary is down, automatically fail over to other data center. You can access the data from other data center. So AWS is giving very high availability. High availability. What is availability? What is high availability? In case one data center is down, our applications will not be down anywhere, right? So in case our zone is down, our applications will not be down anywhere. For example, for example, so we are working on Mumbai data center. So we have some applications are there. For example, let us say Flipkart. Let us take Flipkart. Flipkart application hosted in Mumbai data center. In case Mumbai data center is down due to some issues, data center completely shut down. What will happen? That Flipkart application will be accessible through Singapore data center. Nearby edge location. Nearby edge location is Singapore. Mumbai nearby edge location is Singapore, right? Our application will be accessible from Singapore. So customer will not understand where the application is accessing.
But the process will be going.
Automatically that will be failover. Failover means automatically up, right? Yeah, this is very very important. This is networking part. So while working on AWS, yeah, we'll go deep dive. What is the region? What is zone? What is edge location? So these are all very very important terms, right? Fine. Yeah. So same copy available. See here. These are the files available in primary. Second region also same files are available. In case primary is down, secondary will take care of the resources. Applications will not be down anywhere. Okay. Fine. So load balancers we'll see while working on cloud environment. Load balancer. So load balancer is nothing but so load will be balanced. Load will be balanced means so if any higher requests are coming in, for example, so let us say IRCTC, IRCTC application. When we try to book any ticket, we go through IRCTC, right? So IRCTC normal time we can easily book the ticket, train tickets. So when Tatkal starts, what will happen? Tickets will not be available. We cannot book the ticket, right? So but IRCTC is not having any load balance currently. They did not configure any auto scaling. Auto scaling one service is there in AWS. Auto scaling one service is there. So auto scaling automatically balance the load. Automatically balance the load. Auto scaling one service is there in AWS. Auto scaling one service is there here. AWS auto scaling. Scale. What is scale? Increase the resources. Increase the resources. Scale up. Scale down. Scale up. Scale down. Whenever requests are coming in, auto scaling automatically load balance. It will balance the load. It will scale up the servers, scale down the servers like that, right? So this is very very important service while working on AWS. I'll show you. So auto scaling is very core service, very important service, right? So many services are there. We'll see that. Fine. Yeah. Next one. Why Linux? Why the project teams are using most of the servers Linux servers? What is the importance here? right? So what are the things available? Let's try to understand. Okay. See here, compared to Windows, Linux is a very high secured. Okay, so it is a free and open source. Open source means the kernel is free, and we can take that free of cost without any charges. Open source, right? And secure, very high secure. So many distributions are available in Linux. So many distributions like yeah, Red Hat Enterprise Linux, RHCL, CentOS, SUSE Linux, Amazon Linux, right? And also so many distributions are available. Debian, right? GRML, so many flavors are available, so many distributions. So why that many distributions required here? Yeah, as per the requirement, project requirement, as per the application requirements, we can use the flavors, whatever flavors we required, right? And fast performance, right? So Linux is very faster. Linux is very faster. So free, open source, secure distributions are available, and a fast performance. And also no viruses, no malwares, no slowdowns, no crashes, no costly repairs. So Linux is not having any viruses, right? No viruses, no malwares. So malwares means one of the type of threats, right? No slowdowns. Linux will not slow down. No crashes. Linux servers will not be crash, right? So no costly repairs. Costly repair means, for example, I give small example here. So in our project, there is a server, Windows server, right? We have physical server. We have one physical server is there in Hyderabad data center. So in that server, we hosted some applications. We hosted some applications, right? Yeah. So when we host applications, that was fine, running fine. But after few months, what happened? So every month we need to update the patches to the servers. Every month we need to update the patches, updates to the servers, right? So for example, in our mobile, Android mobile will get updates, right? Monthly updates. So automatically those will be updated and automatically restart the mobile. Same way, server side also, even laptop, desktop also required updates, right? So server side also monthly updates will be released by Microsoft for Windows servers, Red Hat for Linux servers, right? So the updates we need to install monthly, right? Yeah. So one of our engineer, what he did, so instead of installing proper patch, he installed different patch. Due to that, what happened? The server was taking high CPU utilization. High CPU utilization. If the server is busy, high CPU means server will be busy. In case high CPU utilization is happening, what will happen? Application will not be accessible. Server will be busy. So by the time we raise a case with the Dell vendor, that is Dell server. Okay, we raise a case with Dell vendor. Excuse me. So Dell engineer came into data center. Dell engineer came into. So when we raise a case with vendor, Dell engineer came into data center to check the issue. So they check the server. They conclude that it is not a server issue. This is not a hardware issue. This is a OS issue, operating system issue, right? So by the time we raise a case with Microsoft, so Microsoft people asked me to provide all the logs and events. We provide all the logs. So they check the server. They take the time, 2 weeks time, nearly 10 days time to analyze. Maybe they took more time. Actually, they take 4 to 5 days normally, but they took 10 days time to analyze that issue. So finally, they conclude that this is one of the patch issue. This is one of the patch issue, right? So for that troubleshoot, they charge $2,500. Actual server costing is $5,000, right? Yeah. So Windows servers are costly repairs, but here Linux servers are no costly repairs, no costly repairs, right? Windows servers are very bit costlier repairs also. So in Windows, crashes will be there, server crashes, server slowdowns, server viruses, right? But Linux side, no crashes, no slowdowns, no past repairs, no virus, no malwares. That is why. So most of the project teams they're using Linux servers, right? Yeah, Linux is more secure. Linux is a CLI. We use CLI. Linux also is having GUI. GUI is graphical user interface. CLI is command line interface. In Linux, always we use the command line interface, CLI. In Windows, we use the GUI. CLI is very secure, right? Yeah, fine. So these are the things available. These are the important terminals available. Yeah, so everyone should understand like IP addresses, subnet masks, subnets, gateways, routers, switches, public IP, private IP, elastic IP, right? Regions, zones, failovers, load balancers. These are all very, very important. While working on cloud, we'll go deep dive. Yeah, so tomorrow we are going to start AWS. Tomorrow AWS introduction will be there, and how to create AWS account I'll show you tomorrow. Yeah, so it is free for 1 year. So everyone should create the account, AWS account, so that account we can use for 1 year without any charges, free of cost, right? Any questions up to here? Anyone having any questions? So everyone having course content, right? Everyone having course content, right? If anyone required, just let me know. I'll share the course content. So as for the course content, we'll go all the concepts. We'll go deep dive, right? Our course content is very, yeah, we have very good content is available. So which is a very high, yeah, heavy content is available in our content. See here, I'll show you. All the concepts will go deep dive. See here. DevOps. These are the DevOps concepts. Okay, Linux concepts. So what is DevOps? SDLC, software development lifecycle, already discussed. Again, we'll discuss. Okay, what is Agile and Scrum differences, right? And also DevOps lifecycle, Linux concepts. Once you start AWS, after few days, we'll work on Linux concepts because Linux commands. So these concepts are very important. Linux operating system, right? So Linux versus Windows, flavors, architecture, commands, basic commands, advanced commands, deployment commands. These are all very important. Editors, file systems, user management, group management, right? These are all very important. Next one. So shell scripting also will be covered. Shell scripting is very, very important here, right? So currently, most of the companies they are using shell scripting. Shell scripting is mainly for troubleshooting, to automate small activities, to check the resources in AWS, right? Record shell scripting. So these are the DevOps tools. Git, Maven. So Git, Maven will go deep dive, and Jenkins. Jenkins also will go deep dive. See here, Jenkins concept. These are all Jenkins concepts. Ansible. Ansible also will go deep dive. Ansible also will go deep dive. Yeah. Sonatype Nexus. This is one of the repository. This is also important one. Docker. Yesterday we discussed Docker, right? Docker containerization tool. Containerization tool is very important. We'll go deep dive. And the monitoring tools, Grafana, ELK stack also will be discussed. And Kubernetes. Kubernetes is a very, very important tool. Advanced to Docker. So these are the Kubernetes concepts up to here. Up to here, Kubernetes concepts. From here to here, Kubernetes concepts. Here to here, Kubernetes, right? Yeah. So Terraform also very, very important tool. Terraform is infrastructure as a code, infrastructure automation tool, right? Yeah. So these are all DevOps tools. Now AWS here, introduction to cloud computing. So tomorrow we discuss. Tomorrow we'll discuss again, and next one, yes, here, Elastic Compute Cloud. This is first service. So to create instance is a server. We use the Elastic Compute Cloud service. Okay. So AWS regions and availability zones, right? We'll discuss. We'll go deep dive. And AMI, Amazon Machine Images, EC2 instances, VM creation in AWS. Okay. and also network and security. And Amazon Elastic block store or storage, both are same, right? Load balancing, Amazon virtual private cloud VPC networking part, right? Auto scaling, I shown you already, we discussed already. Auto scaling, scale up servers, scale down servers automatically. Amazon S3, Amazon Route 53. This is Route 53. So how can we use Route 53, right? So RDS database, right? So Amazon CloudWatch monitoring tool, Cloud Formation, one of the important service. Amazon S3 simple storage service, security identity service, IM, right? Yeah. Next one, Amazon simple email service, SES, simple email service. Simple queue service, SQS, AWS Lambdas, right? AWS backups, SNS, simple notification service, Elastic Bean Stack. So interview, guide, and resume preparation, right? These are all will be covered. Interview tips and tricks, certification overview, which certifications required, right? Frequent asked interview questions, challenges, real-time scenarios, everything will be covered, right? So this course, AWS course, will take nearly 35 to 40 days. 40 days it will take AWS. So after that, we'll jump into DevOps, right? Fine. Yeah. So tomorrow we are going to start AWS. Yeah. So anyone newly joined today, so you can ping me. You can give me your WhatsApp number and email address in the chat, so that I provide you previous recordings and course content, right? So my mobile number already shared, 96422211711. 96422211711 is my number. You can take down and you can WhatsApp me, you can call me if anything required. So previous recordings are course content. If you want to talk anything, you can call me or WhatsApp me. We'll discuss. Course notes I'll share. Don't worry. Yeah, yesterday's I have, okay, did not add into the WhatsApp. Yeah, can you share the screenshot? I'll add into WhatsApp. Sirisha, I'll add into WhatsApp group. Can you share the screenshot to this number? This is my personal number. You can share the screenshot, free screenshot, okay? And course content I share with you in the group. Don't worry. Already WhatsApp group is created. More than 30 members are there in the WhatsApp group. Okay. Yeah. So if you are interested, you can make the fee and you can add into WhatsApp group. The fee would be 11,000 plus GST 18%. It comes around nearly 12,980 rupees. Right. Yeah. That is the fee. You can make the fee and you can share the screenshot so that I'll add into WhatsApp group. Fine. Yeah, documents, I'll provide you documents. Yeah, don't worry. Session timings 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. IST, Monday to Friday. When we are changing the time, time will not be changed. So this is the fixed time for this batch. So next batch will be started this month end. That is evening batch. Okay, fine. So we can wind up. Anyone having any questions here? Anyone having any questions? I gave unmute option. If you want to talk, you can talk.